went back and I listened to my recording just a moment ago, which is another great idea when you practice, is to record yourself. We have these wonderful new technologies on our phones that can actually, record us. Video is really good because then you can really watch yourself, but also audio. A lot of times I'll record myself with the voice memo app with iPhone. I'm sure there's other apps on other types of phones. And if you don't have a phone, you can use your computer, which is what I'm recording on right now, is a laptop. So anyway, I went back and listened, and that scale was pretty bad. Which is not surprising. And if you watch the scale as I went more and more, it got more and more in tune, right? Except for the last 30-second note run. And that tells you something. When you warm up, that's what warm-up's for. It's like stretching before a run. You have to get your muscles in shape before you take off, right? Or else you're going to hurt yourself. And in this case, hurt your ears and your soul. Hurts my soul a little bit to go back and listen to those scales. So something, and I'll just tell you, I'll be humble. My C's have always been quite sharp up in the like third position, fifth position area. I don't know. It's like my ear just wants to go sharp. And so it's very helpful when I listen to recordings to remind myself of that, because I am somewhat unaware of it often. But when I hit that recording, I can hear it. So what I would suggest, if you have a C problem as I do, or some other note, is practicing your scales with pedal tones. I call them pedal tones because it's like holding your pedal down on your piano. A lot of people call them drones. So you get your tuner app. You'll need a tuner app that makes sound, right? A chromatic tuner. And you turn it on, and it's, I used to annoy my brother with it because it's very loud, somewhat obnoxious. Okay, so that's an A. If we sharp it. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so painful. Okay, the reason it's so stinky loud and high, I'm not picking the low range, is it's easier to hear when it's higher. Now, I am older. I won't say how old I am, but I am older. And the lower ranges I don't hear as well, right? So perhaps as a younger student, you might be able to get away with a mid-range tone. I would suggest mid-range to upper range, and turn it up so that you can hear it as you play your scale. I just put it on G, right? So we're on G. So it's a nice high G. So I'm okay on the lower range, right? So let's go up to here. Sharp, see? The other thing you can do is, that's the G. So if you're in the key of G, we know that the root always sounds good. You check your G's, they should match up with that G no matter what octave you're in. And then you know about the chord of G, right? So the thirds sound beautiful and delicious, right? The third, the fifth, right? So G, B, D of our chord structure. Other things that sound good, fourths. Fourths sound really good, right? So G, A, B, C. And that's what I'm doing. So if I play a lower, like if I play down here. So it's kind of like, I always think it was like this open, hollow sound. It's resonating. There's a lot of overtones and all that good stuff, but it's not in tune. Well, I guess in my case it'd be like. Okay. Alright, it's a train kind of whistle kind of thing. You can kind of check from against a different note, right? Even if you don't have your tuner. Right? So thirds, fourths, and fifths. Those are the good ones. I actually enjoy a good second also, but it's obviously it's not going to be as nice because they're crunchy, but in a good way, kind of. Seconds are really kind of beautiful when you know where they're traveling to, and we need those distances to make the nice, right, resolves. So anyway, I got off on a tangent talking about intervals and whatnot. But I wanted to tell you that I watched the video that I'm going to put up momentarily, and I thought, well, I got to mention that I was out of tune. Right? But if you watch, it got slowly more in tune. But I honestly, as I was playing through the scale, of course, I had a poodle distraction, but I wasn't quite aware of that C. So it was nice to go back and watch the recording and catch things that I don't always see when I'm in action playing. So think about that when you're practicing. Record yourself and go back and look at it no matter how painful it is. Right? It could be nice too. See you later.